Hey, Bayek, it's me, Ian. And in today's video, well, I'm continuing my look at classic Doctor Who, the third and the fourth Doctors, the Golden Age, in many ways. Yes, definitely. So this is the Armageddon Factor from 1979. Now, this is the sixth story of the 16th season. It consists as well of 6 episodes. Previously, we'd had The Power of Kroll, 1978-1979, and the next one would be the 17th season opener, Destiny of the Daleks, 1979. This concludes the Key to Time series. We've had all these stories of being connected with bringing together all the parts of the Key to Time. And this is the finale, and it's 6 parts. Right, let's get into it then. We've got, this was transmitted on the 20th of January, right through to the 24th of February, 1979. It was written by Bob Baker and Dave Martin, who produced so many great scripts for Doctor Who. We've seen it already, so many great stories. And also, it was directed by Michael Hayes. Michael Hayes directed Androids of Tara, which is the opener of the Key to Time series. So that was 1978 when this started. He also directed a very important story in terms of Doctor Who, very well thought of, The City of Death, which is in 1979. Some great stories there. And of course, the script editor is Anthony Reed. There is sort of often uncredited, though he was at the sort of beginning, is Douglas Adams as well, but Douglas Adams is, well, he's in the Hitchhiker's Guide to Galaxy Phenomena. That is what is happening at this time. But apparently he still was there and having an input. And in this story, apparently, the ending was suggested by him, which is interesting. And it's produced by Graham Williams. Just a word about Graham Williams. It's reported at this time that relations with Tom Baker were not always that good. In fact, it's rumored that Williams wanted to get rid of Tom Baker. He wanted to be his last season, because the BBC, I don't think, would quite agree with that. Tom Baker was a winner. So it's interesting that, of course, we're going to get when we get new producer, the BBC carried on with another season of Tom Baker. But it's interesting how this has developed. But Graham Williams continues, as we know, with Tom Baker after this as well. But it's interesting that is already there mentioned at this stage. But I think they were professionals in the end and got on with it. And that's what you have to do in these environments. And in some ways, it may become that Graham Williams did have to rein in Tom Baker. It's certainly rumoured in the sort of next seasons that's come that that had to be done. But That's so maybe that's why there was sometimes some friction, because I think Tom Baker felt he had a big input in the character. He really was the thing. So it's understandable all that, but that's just a bit of a background. Now the music is by Dudley Simpson again. And I think the soundtrack's really good in this. I started noticing. I don't normally notice soundtracks, but some of the bits in it I thought were really good. These added sort of a lot to this story. Yeah, just quite an interesting soundtrack on this. This also is a studio-bound production as well, so no locations. So the design is very good. I think on the resources they've got, they did a brilliant job. So let's go through the cast. We've got Tom Baker, of course, as the Fourth Doctor. We've got Mary Tam as Romana. And then we've got John Leeson, the voice of K9. So that's the regulars. So we've got John Woodvine playing the Marshal. He was, well, a very experienced actor. He was in The Devils, 1971. Young Winston, 1972. He was in The American Werewolf in London, 1981. What a film to be involved in. He was in Danny, the Champion of the World, 1989. It's a Roald Dahl story. He was on Leon, the Pig Farmer, 1992. And he was in Miss Potter, 2006. And he was in Enya's Men in 2022, which is a horror folk story film. Yes, so that's interesting. Then we've got Lala Ward making her Doctor Who debut, who plays Princess Astra. She's very much an important part of this story. And of course we know her because she's going to become the next companion. Romana too. Yes, so she was in terms of films, Vampire Circus, 1972, Rosebud, 1975, and those were the main sort of films that I've just picked out. Involvement. Then we've got David Harris, who plays Shap. He's lots of TV series, as TV films, so he's a TV actor. And then we've got Ian Sainer, who plays Murak. Again, TV films and series. Then we've got William Squire, who plays the Shadow. What a role to be given. And they loved it, these actors, when they can ham it up. And the Shadow's a great role where you can do that. He was in The Man Who Never Was, 1956. He was in The Battle of the River Plate, 1956. He was in Where Eagles Dare. Oh, yeah, 1968. What a film. And he was in another great film, Anne of the Thousand Days, 1969, which is Richard Burton. Brilliant film, that. Then we've got Barry Jackson playing Drax. Quite an interesting role in this film. It's almost quite scene-stealing sometimes with him, with his accent and everything. Really good. Now, he was in Ryan's Daughter, 1970. Love Ryan's Daughter. He was in Barry Lyndon. Oh, yes, 1975. He was in The Shooting Party, 1985. TV series, and he was apparently well known. I never watched the series, but I know it's very popular. Midsummer Murders, 1977 to 2011. Must have been a key character in that, in it for all that time. Then we've got Valentine Dill, who plays the Black Guardian. What a voice! I think that's why he really stands out. He was in Mordred Undead, 1983. He was in Tonus, 1983. And Enlightenment, 1983. So part of the Black Guardian trilogy there, stories. with the Fifth Doctor. Brilliant stories. So as I say, he was regularly used as a voice actor. He did have some films like The Haunting, 1963. The Beast Must Die. He was in that as a voice. Slipper and the Rose, 1976, and Britannia Hospital, 1982. There's some interesting films there, but he was in a lot of TV, just a major TV person, and say his voice is just amazing voice. So that is the cast. And now I'll go on to what it's all about. Because you're saying, what's it all about? Well, there's a nuclear war going on between two planets, Atrios and Zeos. And it's clear that it's getting near the end with Atrios losing. It's not so good for them at all. And there's another planet in between, which of course we find out who's in there, and it's of course the Shadow. And the Shadow, what a character this is. He's one of the henchmen of the Black Guardian. Oh, the actor is loving it playing him, doing all the stuff that the villains do. You can't help but love this villain. So he steals the TARDIS, and of course there's the 5 segments of the key to time on board the target, and they need one more, and he kidnaps Princess Astra of Atios, so the Warring Planets, and she is in fact the final the sixth segment that is needed. Wow. So that sets up the story wonderfully as the Doctor and Romana get involved in all this going on. Wonderful characters. It is 6 parts. Some people might think it may be a bit long. I think it goes along all right. I quite enjoyed it. I think the acting is good. I think the story's got a lot of merit to it as the finale of this series. So I can't really fault that on this. I think it looks good as a studio-bound story. There's a lot going for it. It may not be the most loved one. I don't think it is. But it's a good story, and it's enjoyable, for those shortcomings. And I think one of the strengths of the story, as I said, is the acting. You can't help but think that these are quality actors who love doing roles like this. It's perfect and get the teeth into it and really have a wonderful time doing all this. Fantastic. And a good direction, I say, by Michael Hayes. It's very good direction. And you think of all the resources that they have to do on the studios and the designs of the sets. No locations on this, but this is fantastic. So I say it's a good story, It's not one that's perhaps going to be pointed out as one of the greatest Doctor Who loved ones, but it's not. On the other hand, it's not a bad one. So I enjoyed it a lot, as I do any classic Doctor. You can't help but enjoy it. So I think that's my assessment of it. It was released on the VHS box set in 1995, and then in 2007 on DVD in a Key to Time box set. Yeah, that's it. So before I go, I'll show you this. There's the DVD, and there's the back there, and it's got 2 discs because the extras are on 1 disc. There, all the extras. Fantastic. And of course, we've got the leaflet we always get with them. You can't go wrong. I love these DVDs. Actually, they're so good. And you can put on the quality. To me, it looks fantastic what they've done in the restoration. These are great. Absolutely love it. And there's the documentary. There's a really good documentary. And then there's lots of other bits and pieces on there. I say it's on the 2nd disc. But it's great. Absolutely loved it. So that's it. Finished. Yes. So if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And then if you look in the playlist, you can see all the past reviews I've done of Doctor Who. It's all there. You can have a look. But you'll see that also I do a lot of film reviews and TV shows and a bit of music as well. Now, if you like this particular video, please give this video a like. It gets out onto YouTube so other people might enjoy it. And if you've got any comments, please put your comments down. I love to read them and I'll always answer them. And that's it. So all I've got to say is, I'll see thee again.